감사합니다.
Thank you. I feel energized.
예.
We have company mission statement. And that is, cherish your soul. And I mentioned we have a body, so why did I omit the physical body? Because it's just given that we value our bodies. Body seems to be the focus of our lives. Thus, we have to cherish our soul and spirit to balance it out. Soul and spirit is the essence of our inner being. By cherishing your soul, you should not use people as tools, but as purpose. For your soul, you have to make work as a tool. Therefore, with Atomy, Atomy itself cannot be your purpose. Atomy has to be the tool for your soul. Atomy exists to accomplish your purpose. So far, our company value has been different. And for company's sake, people have been sacrificed and used as tools, and company regarded as purpose. But with Atomy, it's been different. From the get-go, it wasn't the importance of the company per se, but the people that established the company. Thus, focus is placed on people. Now, we have relationships with people. Internally, we have staff members or employees. From the company's point of view, they are the internal customers. Secondly, we have members. And thirdly, we have customers who use our products. Fourth, we have manufacturers that supply the products. Obviously, in the broad sense, we have the government and etc. So in reality, there's lots to be paid out. There's 10% tax in Seoul, Korea on products as well as from the commission. In our industry, we pay way more taxes than other businesses and pay additional taxes from profit as well. To the government, in spite of half of my income being taken, I have no complaints. I'm very thankful, and with all the benefits it offers, I believe making a lot and paying a lot of income tax, which is a beautiful thing. Appointed a new tax officer and advised him to guide us. No company can come completely clean when it comes to books. I've asked our tax officer to make us come clean. We will pay all the necessary taxes due and come clean. So with every sale, even with a $10 sale, our computer system tracks down and we submit full reports. On an average of 6,000 to 7,000 items of sales every day, everything gets all reported. You are under the radar of management committee, and they verify all your sales. When you go to the special corporation sales, you will access your deduction certificate. Most of you will not verify it, but they will all show up. The system allows you to download and print. Therefore, there's no room for deception. So, if we cannot fool the system, might as well just contribute what we owe. But I have a favor to ask. We should all be exemplary taxpayers.
응? 우리는
We should all give more rather than selfishly take.
뭔가를 줘야 된다. 자, 직원도
I am a firm believer in paying more to our employees.
연말 되면은
There's bonus at the end of the year. Clearly, more will be given to those who work harder. It's only fair so that hardworking members will be encouraged. Therefore, more is given to those who work hard, and the point is that we value our employees, always striving to pay them well.
그 대신에
But they are expected to perform 5 to 10 people's workload, to work efficiently and not work longer hours.
끝내는데
Use your brain and finish up early. Thus, get rid of work. This is the direction Atomy is taking. And with our members, if you want to build a business, just keep purchasing the necessary products from discount stores or home shopping.
손해 난 거 있어요, 없어요?
Do you have anything to lose? No, just change the brand to Atomy. You need the products anyway. You change the brand and have nothing to lose, so you share the info with your neighbors. And then, does this customer have anything to lose? So you have to make sure yourself that it's worth switching. You have to make sure the products you've recommended are worth sharing.
쓴다고 하면
Even if you didn't build the business, it has to be worthwhile to use them. Can you make that judgment call? So if you think it's worth it, recommend the products with confidence.
소비자에게도
Consumers can definitely benefit because what we can save you is money. So, even with the manufacturers or suppliers, we don't rip them off. With us, and any manufacturers that's dealt with Atomy, none of them have gone under, but rather flourished. Especially with Sun Biotech, SBT, signature product, as they were on the verge of bankruptcy with only 3 or 4 employees left, we saved them. They only sold 500 boxes at the time, and we came in and currently distributing 60 to 70,000 boxes. Every month we've been setting records in distribution, and that's how the manufacturers survive. We also won't let any manufacturers rip us off. We won't allow them overpricing us. I will not allow that. Absolutely not. We get to the bottom line and negotiate.
죽지 않습니다.
I take the initiative and call the shots. If they start adding the unnecessary costs, I set my foot down. No nonsense approach. We want to be in a win-win situation. Everyone has to win. Not inflating the cost, but making a fair share of profit. That's how they can increase their employees. The whole neighborhood can benefit from each other's business.
저 생활비로 쓰면은
This definitely is a win-win for everyone. Through Atomy, we're providing benefits, seemingly unknowingly. Once the employees start using the products, and by recommending the purchasing, there's an income stream that's created.
자, 우리는 정부에
So what we're doing is diligently paying taxes to the government. Our country has to be healthy. Thus, we're adding benefit. There cannot be any area where we rip them off. So there has to be balance in distribution.
그 대신에
Thus, in our founders' ideology, words like survival, speed, and balance is mentioned. This has to do with distribution. This distribution, when tilted to one side, can make people starve. In the law of minimum rate, people who get affected the least determine the outcome.
그렇기 때문에
Therefore, Atomy is about balancing the distribution. And people involved will make a living and have a chance to be wealthy. Atomy can be a tool for you to pay for your children's education and have you do the things you want in life to make you happy.
두 번째,
Secondly, manage your thoughts. Your thoughts are powerful. Nevertheless, we do not make use of it. Less than 1 or 2% is utilized.
정말 1%, 2%도 활용을 안 해요. 어떤 사람은
There are those that can embrace hundreds of thousands of people on the one hand,
옆에서
and those who struggle can't even maintain relationship with his or her spouse. Your mind gets narrower and narrower.
그래서
You have to be able to create your thoughts to become big. Although you might be renting a small
내 삶이
900 square foot apartment or a house, you have the ability to create bigger thoughts
내 집이라고 하지만
of living comfortably.
100평짜리로 만들고 정말 내가 살만한지 누가 오더라도 불편하지 않은지
In a 4,000 square foot home and be proud to invite people over. You are capable of changing your thoughts. You might not
차도 없어. 여러분
even have a car now, but you must have a car.
왜 찜통 같은
Instead of riding the subway that's crowded and packed with people like sardines, you should drive and give rooms for others.
굳이 거기에 그냥 끼어가지고 다른 사람
You shouldn't live like that.
그렇게 살지 마세요.
You repeatedly regret that you're in a subway,
안 올 때는 왔구나.
inconveniencing others and yourself.
나라도 여기서 빠져야 되겠구나.
You barely make yourself through the crowd.
거기에 그냥 머리 들이밀고 들어가가지고 빈자리 있으면 그냥
And as soon as you see people get up from their seat, you try to squeeze in yourself. That's how you can distinguish between a married woman and a single woman. Married women are a bit more audacious that way.
여러분
If you drive your own car, you will not have this kind of problem. You will elegantly sit in your car. If you change your thought, your circumstance will change also. You might say, who do I need a car? I like being poor. Nonsense. There's nothing good about being poor. I used to be poor for 3 years. When you live in the slum, you will know that there's no self-respect amongst each other. They put you down every which way possible. There was someone urinating at the corner of the building, and I told him to go to a private place, and I get harassed.
그럼 뭐라고 해야 될 거 아니야? 나는 의식이 나는 사회적인 지도자다 이렇게 생각을 하고 살아가.
What can I say?
어떻게든 기회를
In order to build a sound society, we need to raise people up from bottom.
못하는 사람들에서
No one will appoint me to be a good citizen except me.
사람 아무도 없어. 내가 혼자 그렇게 생각을 해. 나는. 아니 그래서 그 오줌 싸는 사람한테
Can I try to enforce social etiquette?
뭐라고 했더니
Who are you to say that? If you're that good, why are you in this area? Are you better than me? Was his response. So I keep my silence. A person with character will keep his silence in this kind of situation. If you start arguing, it's a sure proof that you have no character. I did my best as a leader to point out his wrongdoing.
그 권위가 통하면은
But if he or she cannot accept it, silence is proof of having character.
예. 그런데
Now, when I moved to a wealthy neighborhood, everyone was more respectable than me. They were professionals, and even though I didn't hand out my business cards, they treated me with utmost respect. That's what happened when I moved to upscale neighborhood. But you know what it is that make you switch neighborhoods? It's not physical means, but your thoughts. You are more capable of changing your thoughts. After I said okay to that urinating bum, I vowed myself to leave that neighborhood, thus moved upscale.
내가 이 동네를 떠난다. 그래서 어디 올라갔냐면요.
From Yanggaechon to Cheonggyecheon. I was boiling with anger and went to the hill to see where I should move.
어디로 갈까 하고 내려다봤더니
The area behind the horse racing track and the train station looked ideal and came down from the hill. Then I explored the neighborhood and decided to move into that neighborhood.
그러고 나서
I moved into that neighborhood 3 years later. Point out the place and move in. Last year there was a flood.
울면산
Because of the disaster, we had to live in a temporary dwelling until homes were. Now I know the areas that are flood prone and build a house.
이제는 내가
Now I know the areas that are flood prone and build a house.
그런데
No one can decide for you where you can move or not move. All it takes is your unshakable desire for change and every chance to get it. Explore your ideal neighborhood and decide which house you want to be in. You might be penniless, but still nurtured your dream. Although I was renting a $500 apartment at the time, I would go explore my ideal neighborhood whenever possible. Which house should I buy? This one or that one?
50만 원짜리 월세
Although I was just renting $500 apartment, I would contact the realtor and ask him to show me the homes when listed.
집 나오면 연락해 주세요.
It might seem foolish to even think one can move from a $500 rental place to a mansion, but every dream starts from a simple thought.
요 집은 안 산다.
You have to be very clear in what you want. Point out the dream house you want in your dream neighborhood. Who decides? It's no one but you. You decide. Manage your thoughts to create what you want.
그리고 이 생각하는 것은요.
Don't think about your current situation. Don't think about what you have. You have to create what you cannot see. Envision what you want. Even though you're renting a small place, manage your thoughts to create what you want. Thirdly, you have to stand firm on your belief. Faith is based on what you cannot see. The Bible says faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. If you can't see God, would He ask you to believe in Him? Foolish people only believe what they see. Foolish people only believe what they see. Failures believe only what they see. That's their characteristics. If you want success and be wealthy, you have to create the unseen. You sit in your $500 room but envision yourself living in a mansion in your ideal neighborhood. What is faith? It's seeing what you cannot physically see. Seeing what you cannot see and not doubting that you will obtain. Therefore, you have to manage your thoughts to live a well-balanced life. You have to help the needy, and there shouldn't be any needy people around you. Did you hear the story of the wealthy Choi in Gyeongju? He says anyone hungry within 1 mile radius is my responsibility.
사방백리 안에는 누구도 배고픈 사람이 없어야 된다.
No one should go hungry within 1 mile radius. That's how I manage my thoughts and put into practice. So last night we created our own movie about balanced life.
내가 살고 싶은 한 편의 영화를 만들었단 말이야.
Our dream and vision has to be incorporated in that movie.
그 영화 속에 있어야 된단 말이야. 영화 속에.
We get easily distracted from our dreams and get back to reality in no time.
그리고 더구나
And when we come across negative people, especially the ones close to us, we instantly come back to reality. What I'm saying is that you mustn't come back to reality.
돌아오면 안 된단 말이야.
Faith is seeing the unseen.
안 보이는
Your unshakable faith has to be strong enough to impact people around you.
자꾸 보여줘야 돼. 한 달에
Vision yourself making $30,000 per month. You can't see it now, but you have to plant that thought. Envision yourself attaining that amount. And you have to share that dream with others around you. Initially, they will not believe you, but in time it will come.
정말 내
If you can just imagine yourself making $30,000 per month, surge of energy will flow through your body.
엄청난 에너지가 나오는
Some of our top leaders have spent sleepless nights working out, but that's not all.
밤도 낮도 없이
They work tirelessly day and night until 1 or 2 in the morning. They would often go from town to town, endlessly showing business plans. So I urge you to do the same. That energy you get when you vision yourself making 30,000 will enable you to keep going. In your balanced life movie, you have to believe that you're making $50,000 a month. Also, ask your friend to buy you lunch, since you're providing excellent information. From the fact that you're making $30,000 per month, unshakable faith.
그게 나온단 말이야.
Then the business will unfold itself. Faith is seeing the unseen and evidence of things no seen. When your desire and dreams become unshakably strong, it automatically becomes a reality. That's what we call belief. Believing your thoughts. That's right. Belief is believing your thoughts.
신념이라고 합니다. 신념. 생각을 믿는 게 신념이에요. 그렇죠?
Faith is believing your thoughts.
믿음이라는 것은
What are you believing?
내가
All messed up reality in your current situation? Law of success is about managing your thoughts and truly believing that you want to live that balanced life that you deserve to live.
그거를 믿고
So everything is summed up in our company's mission statement.
그러니까 우리 사원 속에도 그게 다 들어있어요. 네 번째,
Fourthly, serve in humility. This should be our lifestyle. Our thoughts are held high and our attitudes very humble. Cherish the people around you. Don't ignore or despise them. Esteem each other highly and humble yourself.
그리고 우리의 자
The more you humble yourself, the more you will be lifted up. It's like spring, where the more you push down, the higher will spring up. More you push down, the higher will spring up. Don't be arrogant. When you humble yourself, you'll have heart to forgive wrongdoings.
손해를 볼 줄 아는 마음이 되는 거예요.
Learn to lose. Be a good loser. This way, you'll not get hurt easily.
똑 부러지는 여자들 있죠.
You know those sharp women who claim they never want to lose? That's a sign of evil in their heart. Good people are good losers. You can define good and evil by how good of a lower you are. So all you have to do is make a decision to be good.
절대 손해 안 보거든.
Those who hate losing generally are not happy people. So in order to be humble,
그래서 겸손해지면은
you have to accept and forgive other people's shortcomings and wrongdoings. Arrogant people cannot be successful. So what if you're a diamond master? Does that mean you cannot serve coffee or clean up? It's difficult for arrogant people to succeed. You see Dr. O? He dumps the garbage and says he does it because he wants to. He was a humble, willing heart. You have to have a humble attitude to be able to do that.
이 겸손은요.
So what does it take to be humble? You have to be a good loser and be willing to give more than take. You have to contribute and donate. Always think of giving. As long as you're giving, do it willingly, even if it means some loss on your part. Keep in mind that when you face loss, you're at ease. Your heart feels lighter. For example, I usually don't get upset when getting a traffic ticket. I figured it's bound to happen once I purchase a car. I once got a parking ticket not knowing that I wasn't allowed to park there. So there are those that insist that they don't know and rage over a situation. But once you have a car, you're bound to get a ticket someday. But buying a car, you have to consider the cost of fuel, maintenance, insurance as well as the random tickets you get. You have to consider all these factors in. Just be thankful you didn't get a ticket before. I used to budget all that even when I was broke. So don't get upset over a ticket. Just be a good loser. To be humble means to put others' needs first, before yours.
그 가장
Jesus is a perfect model for showing humility. Jesus set the example of washing his disciples' feet and said to those, and said to do the same to others. You not only wash your own feet, but also others. What does your feet signify? Dirtiest and lowliest. You don't resent the fact that it's dirty work or give excuses, but rather something that needs to be done. Learn to embrace and forgive others' wrongdoings.
이 마음이 있어야 되는.
By doing that, others will do the same for you.
내가 잘못하는 것에 대해서 다른 사람이 덮어주고 씻어내주고 한다.
When you criticize and keep resenting, you cannot serve with humility.
지적이나 하고 있다. 그건 겸손히 섬긴 게 아니야. 그래서 남의 허물을 덮어.
By covering up others' mistakes and washing other wrongdoings, you become more humble.
오물이 묻어요. 그러면서 하는 거예요.
Our lifestyle has to be based on humility.
회장도
Just because I'm the CEO doesn't mean I'm way up high somewhere. Our leaders believe that I'm very convincing and want me to give the lectures. So I accept and obey. And that's why I'm sweating and speaking. I'm not here because I know it all. It's about being humble to serve. And if the leaders tell me not to speak, I'll step down and sit quietly. If you know about CEOs, most will not speak as much as I do and lose his voice. They usually just greet very briefly and come off stage. But look at me, putting on a show like a monkey. I do it because people tell me I'm good, only because I'm good at it. I'll wrap up this lecture.
강의 마치겠습니다. 수고하셨습니다.
Great job, everyone!